Well, welcome along to the Sporting Life Time Farm Weekend Preview. David Ord joined again by Ben Linfoot and Matt Brockblebank. And Ben Linfoot, off the back of a winner in the Arc last weekend. On this very show, you put up Alpinista confidently.
Yeah, it was a good preview last weekend, wasn't it? We had a few winners, I think. Rohan as well.
Oh, of course. You mean you had a few winners. Yeah.
But yeah, it was brilliant, the Arc, wasn't it? We've discussed it throughout on the site this week and podcasts and various written pieces, but it was an excellent performance and really pleased for connections.
Let's get stuck in then. The big betting race of Saturday, one of the big betting races of the season, the Club Godolphin. I'll go on holiday, I think, at Club Godolphin. It's a Club Godolphin Cesarewitch. It's a huge field, but not a maximum field for the first time in an awful long time. Time for rating graphics on there, Matt. Is this the sort of race that has you licking your lips?
Yeah, this is a deeply competitive handicap, not a huge amount between a lot of these in terms of time form ratings. You'll see a couple of horses here which we're going to talk about as well with small time form P's next to their name. That's an indicator for the chance of potential further improvement. A horse with no name, Nicky Henderson's mare, has been very well backed in the run-up, and obviously Charles Burns' horse there as well, Run for Oscar. But yeah, the complexion of the race changed obviously following the sort of sad demise of Verdagio, and obviously Aidan O'Brien's Waterville hasn't been declared, Aidan without a runner this year. So yeah, the top of the market has tightened up quite a lot since we sort of first started looking at this race at the start of the week, but yeah, really good betting race.
Two easy questions for you, Matt. Where do you want to be drawn and where do you want to race?
Yeah, I think we can sort of. There's been a very broad spread of draw winners in the last 10 years. We've had winners from 1, we've had winners from 23, 24, 20, 20. So I don't think a wide draw is an issue at all. I wouldn't live and die by it. I kind of come on here and say that every week, but ultimately you want a decent position and the horses to go a good gallop. You know, it's 2 miles, 2 furlongs. If you can sit in behind horses, ideally take a lead. It's hard to make all. I wouldn't be wanting a horse that's going to go out and try and make all the running in this race. So Going Gone's one of those that made the run in the Mallard last time at Doncaster. I'd possibly be against him in terms of tactics, but I wouldn't be. I fancy one drawn in the middle and I fancy one drawn wide, and I'm not letting it put me off.
And he's not going to reveal them just yet. At the end of this preview, Ben Linfoot, a couple of videos we're going to take a look at. Matt's touched upon a horse with no name. This isn't a race where you usually expect a horse to have a P attached to it. She has 2 from 2 on the flat, and this win at York in May, her last outing.
Yeah, she's been safe for it, hasn't she? Just like Buzz last year, really. Different sort of profile. He was going from hurdles, but he'd had 6 months off the track, and so as a horse with no name, winning here from Master Milliner, who has franked the form since as well. Look, she went up £10 for this run, and that is the big question mark. Is she progressing enough to defy a £10 rise? Look, Nicky Henderson has won this race 3 times before. He remembered how to win it last year with Buzz defying Willie Mullins, who was going for a 4-timer. He finished second with Burning Victory. So I think we've got to be looking at these jumps trainers, obviously in a race like the Cesarewitch. And a horse with no name, she's highly, highly progressive. I think she's going to thrive over the distance. It's just a question of if something else has got more in hand than her.
You can tell how big a chance she's got. That William Buick was jocked up immediately to ride her, thinking Ryan Moore wasn't available. Ryan becomes available, he immediately gets rid of William Buick. He's back on board. The big boys all fancied this horse with no name. A fascinating contender. I want to talk to you too about Evaluation, who was one of the stars of the Sky Bet Sunday series. Touched off in the bid for the £100,000 bonus. It'd be some sort of gain compensation with a big payday here. What do you make of Evaluation? What do you make of his rise through the Super Sunday series ranks?
Yeah, I mean, he started off life off a handicap mark of 68 when he first came to Keith Dalglish's back in May from Sir Michael Stout's, and he has just got better and better, hasn't he? Heartbreaking, touched off by Duke of Verona by a nose at Sandown when going for the Sky Bet Sunday Series bonus, but he is clearly a hugely improving stayer, and he's only gone up £3 for being beaten in a photo at Sandown and still progressing. So you think he'd have a chance from a handicapping perspective. There's very few negatives with him, really, because he's proven in a big field, not a field quite as big as this, but when he won at York earlier in the season, he beat 16 rivals. So he does tick a lot of boxes. The ground hasn't turned autumnal yet at Newmarket. There's spits and spots of rain around, but we're looking at good ground. I think that's in his favour as well. So he's been well found in the market. I think he's around 3rd favourite, 10, 12 to 1. I think he absolutely deserves to be in that slot.
Matt, if you were a bookmaker, there's alarm bells ringing. We're going to watch a video of a horse called Run for Oscar, winning at Haydock last time. Trained by Charles Burns, there's no finer judge of a horse when it comes to running in handicaps. Where on earth do you sit with Run for Oscar?
Yeah, well, the price is gone, really. I think I have to approach it from a price-sensitive standpoint. The price is gone with him. He does look a bit of a Burns special. He's relatively unexposed on the flat. He's, as we'd said, one of a couple with potential for real improvement. He's obviously well in. His BHA mark, it's actually £53 below that of his hurdles mark. So I generally work off around sort of £38, £40. So he could easily have £10 or £12 in hand, just looking on the face of it, that based on that discrepancy. This day that we saw there at Haydock, Zoom went 25 lengths clear and set up a real strong gallop. So it was 2 miles round Haydock, but it was a real strong test. He got the trip very well. He's already won over hurdles over 2 miles, 6 furlongs. There's an awful lot to like about this horse. He's got very obvious claims, but as I say, the value seems to be long gone.
Willie Mullins, we're going to be talking about him an awful lot through the winter months. Sporting Life's Willie Mullins, I should stress. He's got the battalion heading here. I put Gibraltar on the shortlist in my column on Monday. He's either pick of the three. Am I correct?
I think you're on the wrong one, Dave. I think you're on the wrong one again.
Oh, not this Baby Zeus nonsense.
Yeah, I do like Baby Zeus of the trio. The one I can't have is Scaramanga. I mean, I cannot believe this horse is around 12 to 1. He was beaten 57 lengths in this last year off a similar mark. He's shown absolutely no form since. Obviously gone from Paul Nicholls to Willie Mullins. He's having his first start for Mullins, and I can only presume it's the Willie Mullins factor. Jason Watson's on board, who's won a couple of Cesarewitches for Mullins already, and perhaps punters have latched onto that, but I cannot find anything certainly in his recent form that says he should be less than 33 to 1. But there you go. Gibraltar and Baby Zeus look different. They look serious prospects for this race. Gibraltar, I can see why you like him. I thought his win last time at Tremor was a little bit workmanlike, and obviously he's gone up £6 for that, but he did shape like 2 mile 2. He's going to be right in his wheelhouse, didn't he? So I think the trip's going to bring about improvement in him. But Baby Zeus looks the one for me. William Buick booked. Wide draw, absolutely fine. I like his profile. He's just been conditioned in 1.5 mile races for Willie Mullins. Ran a really good race over 1.5 miles in that Patingo handicap last time at Leopardstown, which is often a good pointer. And he is stepping up in trip significantly up to 2 mile 2 for the first time. Obviously a full brother to Lagos to Vegas, who was third in the Ces a few years ago for Willie Mullins. So it looks like a plot from a long way out, and he's been trained with this race in mind, with a view to the trip bringing out enormous improvement. A mark of 92 at this distance could seriously underestimate him, and he's been backed in earlier in the week, 33s, around 14s now. I think that's still a good price.
Matt, what's going to win the Ces and anything else on your shortlist?
Yeah, I've got to mention one that was also on your shortlist, Dave, which was Inchicore for Alan King, another mare. And she does actually have a little bit of form that ties in with a horse with no name. She was third over 2 miles at Newbury earlier this year. It gets an £11 pull, so whether that's enough, I think it could be. She's interesting. Obviously, her 3 career wins have come on heavy, soft and good to soft. So any rain is a positive. No rain could be a real significant dampener to her chances. But yeah, I think she was one of them. The money came for her at Doncaster last time. That was in the Mallard that I mentioned, won by Going Gone. The money came for her on the day because of the rain, but she lacked a recent run. It was 70 odd days since she'd had that run, and I just think with Alan King, who's won this race before, has had a couple placed at big prices as well in the Cesarewitch, might have been working back from this race. I think he mentioned it in dispatches some stage last year with this horse. So he's had it in mind, and she's still got a little bit of improvement in her. Maybe I don't think she's totally handicapped out of it. Richard Kingskett comes in for the ride. He's 3 from 18 for Alan King, 1 from 3 so far for the yard this year.
Ben, Cesarewitch, winner.
Well, I like Baby Zeus, Dave. That's my selection. But I think we just want to talk about Going Gone for Jim Boyle, because talking of Lagos to Vegas, We got a great story through from Graham Clark earlier in the week that Jim Boyle is not going to be at Newmarket on Saturday because he is in Las Vegas. He was meant to be going to the Ryder Cup. It got cancelled, obviously, because of COVID. He still had some air vouchers, so he was invited over. He's off to a college football game. He's not going to be able to see Going Gone, but his horse has progressed through the ranks this season. I was quite impressed with him in the Mallard Handicap last time at Doncaster, where he showed a really good attitude. Matt's touched on the tactical angle. I think he will go forward. I don't think he has to lead, but he will be prominent. He's won on the Rolling Mile before. I think he's going to be up there. There might be a couple well handicapped that get to him, but I think he's one to consider for your each way bets. But selection, Baby Zeus.
Final footnote on the Cesarewitch. 24 years ago, Olivier Pellier rode the winner of the Arc and the Cesarewitch. Luke Morris bids to do that. He comes in for the ride on Call My Bluff, a horse with a chance at the bottom of the weights.
Can you name the two Olivier Pellier horses, Dave? Because I think Saga Mix was one.
I can, but I'm going to have to move on. We're running out of time. It's the Darley Dewhurst Stakes. It's a big Group 1 contest on the card. Let's have the time for a race up. This is the best 2-year-old colts race of the season so far. We haven't got Little Big Bear, who was the sort of star turn, but we have got Chaldine, Nostrum, Aesop's Fable, Naval Power, Royal Scotsman, Marban and Isaac Shelby. 125p Chaldine, top of the shop. Ben, I want to talk to you about Nostrum, because I know he's a horse that you love. He's in the same Juddmonte silks. He carries the first silks of Juddmonte in preference to Chaldine. We've got a video of him winning at Newmarket last time. Is he going to follow up the Somerville Tattersalls win, Nostrum, and win the Dewhurst on Saturday?
I think he's the best horse in the race. I think he's very classy individual, and we first got the signs of that when he won at Sandown earlier in the season, because Sir Michael Stout horses, they very rarely win first time out at 2. He did that, and then he came here and beat the Chesham Stakes winner Holloway Boy last time really impressively, I thought. I loved the way that he put this race to bed with a swift turn of foot, and he saw it out well. I think it was a good race that. There was only the 4 runners, wasn't there? But I thought it was a good little renewal of the Tattersall Stakes at Newmarket. So we know he's proven on the track coming out of the dip. I think he's got all the ability in the world, and for me, he's the one they've all got to beat.
The one I like is Chaldine. We're going to get the pace map up here. I think this horse is sailing under the radar a little bit, which is remarkable for an Acomb and a Champagne Stakes winner, because there are excuses for the horses in behind on each occasion. But this Rolling Mile course at Newmarket, if a horse gets freewheeling on the front end, they can take a bit of a catch, especially get momentum on the dip. And I think he's a horse who stays well. I think once he meets the rising ground, he's going to be running on strongly in the green cap of Juddmonte. I prefer him to Nostrum, but this isn't just a head-to-head. We've got all the big guns represented, Ballydoyle and Coolmore. Matt, I want to talk to you about Naval Crown for Godolphin. Charlie Appleby's got a lot of horses who could potentially run here. It's Naval Crown who does come here. Now we've
Naval Power, Dave.
Naval Power.
Your navel's mixed up again.
I'll tell you what's mixed up. It's on the running order. It says Naval Crown on here. Naval Power is the horse. We've got a video of him winning at Haydock. Let's watch this, Matt. And how high up the pecking order of the Godolphin 2-year-olds is Naval Power?
I think you make a really good point, because he hasn't on his page, he hasn't been campaigned like one of those top class Appleby 2-year-olds, but they have so many that it's understandable that 1 or 2 might get lost, and we saw it with Pinatuba, didn't we, a couple of years ago, ended up being champion 2-year-old. Whether this horse is quite quick enough to end up being champion 2-year-old, and I think that's where he's going to come under pressure, because Haydock there, I know he had to weave around a weakening horse that was making the running, but he hasn't got an electric turn of foot. If there is one in here, if there's a Guineas horse in here, I think it's probably Nostrum. I'm very interested in Naval Power in terms of longer term. I think he could be a long-term Derby prospect. I mean, to be fair, he did win first time out back in May, and he's improved with every start, so you'd have to respect him, and he's probably the one reason that would put me off getting stuck into Nostrum, which obviously the price has gone on him now anyway, but yeah, I think these two might be the ones to focus on.
The winner is of the Dewhurst?
Yeah, I'm with Nostrum as well, I think. Hard to beat.
Nostrum for me.
Doesn't get to Chaldine. Makes all under Frankie Dettori for another Super Saturday for the diminutive Italian. Talking of diminutive, thanks to Ben, thanks to Matt for their time on this weekend's Best Bet preview. We are about to sack the person who did this one in order, made me look a fool with Naval Crown, should have been Naval Power. But thanks for watching. Our best bet on the graphics on screen as well from elsewhere. It's a fantastic weekend's racing. Can't wait for all the drama to unfold at Newmarket.